Hey guys, welcome back to BlackTideTV. Christmas noobs or not, you are all welcome here. I will have some Christmas noob videos coming out in the next couple days, so stay tuned for those. In this video, we're talking about the RPR EVO SLED Shot, this new special 12 days of winter variant that we got over the Christmas break. If you were not aware, I took a Christmas break from the 24th to the 25th. So if you missed the video on the 23rd, that was the DCM8 Epitaph Epic variant review. If you missed that one, it will be linked in the description down below and card in the top right corner. So make sure you check that one out. I thought it was a pretty good video myself. But getting into this video, we're talking about the RPR EVO SLED Shot. We're also going to talk about some things that happened over Christmas, what I got for Christmas, what that means for the channel, what kind of content you can expect to see in the future. Starting off with this variant review, the RPR EVO SLED Shot is a common variant with a common trait, that trait being Lowrider, which reduces hipfire spread while sliding. So this isn't a super helpful trait. It is just a common trait. You can't really expect it to be that amazing, but the weapon itself is actually very cool. Of course, this is a 12 days of winter variant. We got it on the 24th of December, and it has a really cool camouflage pattern on it, but there's a lot of really strange quirks about this weapon. The first being, speaking of the camouflage pattern, you can't put camos on this weapon. This camo is permanent, and the camouflage pattern unlockable thing, like where you go to equip your camouflage, you can't do that. It's completely locked. You cannot put camos on the RPR EVO SLED Shot. You have to use this red camo with the snowflakes. I mean, it is a pretty cool camo. It's holiday themed. It's nice, but you can't put camos on top of it. When I first saw this thing, I was like, oh, this is going to look so cool if you put this camo on top of it or something, and then it kind of like mixes it in, but you can't do that, which is very, very strange. I'm kind of upset about that. I thought that some of the camos in this game would have looked really cool, like kind of mixed with this. Like if you haven't seen some of the epic variants, some of the epic variants have camouflages of their own, and then when you put a camouflage on top of them, it kind of mixes the camos. It would have been really cool if it did it with this weapon as well, but unfortunately it does not. So you are stuck with this camouflage. Furthermore, this weapon cannot be found anywhere in the menu system. Honestly, the only place that you can find this weapon in any of the menus is in the create a class system. So when you go to create a class, you'll notice that there's an extra common RPR Evo there, and that would be the SLED Shot that you can equip at that point. But if you're looking for this weapon in the armory, if you're looking for it in any of the prototype lab whatsoever, like if you're looking for it in the quartermaster selection, like the special supply drop only weapons, if you're looking for it in the mission team depot, in the armory, you can't find this weapon. It's non-existent as far as the game is concerned until you get into a create a class menu, which is really, really, really weird. Like, there's probably people out there that have this weapon but don't know that they have this weapon, that are looking for this weapon frantically through their armory. Like, I swear I unlocked it, but I don't know where it is. It's actually in your create a class menu. It's the only place that you can find it. So I thought they were going to add a menu or like a special or like an exclusive weapons or something like that to the armory or to the prototype lab, but they didn't. So that's weird, but that's just something that you got to live with this weapon. Another nice little addition to this weapon that you might not have noticed if you use it in SMG mode exclusively is that it does have a custom reticle all on its own. When you use the assault rifle version, when you pull it apart by holding triangle or Y, you pull that thing apart and the little assault rifle reticle pops up. It's got a really cool reticle. It's got a snowflake in the middle, very similar to the snowflake that we unlocked for the special 12 days of winter exclusive today on the 26th. We got a new custom snowflake reticle. This one comes with a snowflake reticle built in, but what's really nice about this reticle that you might not have noticed, and if you haven't noticed it, I advise you put this on your class right now and just go into a game and look at this, because it's actually such a nice little detail. But when you aim down your sights with this reticle, there's a big snowflake in the middle, but what you might not have noticed is that all around the sides, there's little tiny white dots falling from the top down to the bottom, like little snowflakes fall. It's just such a nice little detail, and it's very cool. I love the attention to detail with this weapon. It's just really, really nice. Now, of course, this being a variant review, we actually have to talk about that trait. So Lowrider reduces hipfire spread while sliding. It's a common trait, so we can't really go super in depth with it, but honestly, I don't find that it gives you that big of a bonus, especially with this weapon. This is one of those new traits that just came out. There was an update to the Quartermaster. They added 12 new variants, and all of those new variants had very, very special traits that came with them. Traits that we hadn't seen so far in the game. So this is one of those new traits, and it works really well on certain weapons. RPR EVO being an SMG, you would think it would work well on this, but the RPR EVO, the SMG version of this weapon, it's just not that good. Let's be honest here. The assault rifle is what you're using this weapon for. If you're going to use the RPR EVO, I highly advise, like, we haven't gotten to a golden weapon review of this yet, but if you are going to use the RPR EVO in any capacity, apart from maybe using the Ripper Epic variant, I highly advise that you hold triangle when you use this weapon, pull it into assault rifle mode. It'll fire a little slower but do a lot more damage, and that's where this weapon lives. Using the SMG version, there's a lot of recoil, it's pretty difficult to use, and it's pretty weak. So this would be a great trait if you were going to keep this thing in SMG mode all the time, and even still, the SMG on the RPR EVO isn't as, like, accurate as some of the other SMGs in hipfire mode. For example, the FHR 40, Karma 45, these are two SMGs that are better suited to a mobile hip-firing playstyle, whereas the ERAD, RPR EVO, HVR, these are more accuracy-suited SMGs, so snap aiming at a target and shooting at him while aiming down sights. So the RPR EVO doesn't get as much of a benefit from the lowrider trait. Not to mention that sliding is sort of a dead thing in Call of Duty. When you slide towards somebody, they can just jump up into the air and fly away and get out of your line of sight, unless you're playing Tactical Team Deathmatch, which I highly recommend for using this variant, and that's the gameplay that you're seeing in this video. I am playing Tactical Team Deathmatch. It's incredible in Tactical Team Deathmatch because you can't fly away, so you do have a little bit of an edge on your competition when you are sliding. One other place where this variant is incredible is when you're trying to get your whiteout camouflage for the RPR EVO. Whiteout camouflage, of course, requiring 50 kills while sliding. Now, I'm just eyeballing the accuracy bonus of the lowrider trait, but it seems to be equal to or lesser than a laser sight. So it's not super beneficial, but when you stack laser sight with it, that's where you really get the benefit. So if you're stacking laser sight on top of this lowrider trait, you're going to have very accurate hip fire. It's going to be very helpful for getting your sliding kills. But apart from that, if you're not going for your whiteout camouflage, your sliding kills, then you're probably not going to use this weapon just for its trait. Like, the trait isn't super beneficial if you're playing competitively. It's not great. It's just there for getting your sliding kills, and of course, it's got the nice festive stuff. Like, it's got the nice camouflage, the nice emblem. That is likely the reason why you're going to use this variant. So that is it for the variant review. Should you use it? Only if you're going for your sliding kills, or if you want to kind of rock this really cool camo if you don't have any other variants. But if you do have any other variants, they are much better. There are much better RPR EVO variants out there, so I would highly advise that you use those instead. Now, I wasn't exactly counting on this review running so long, so I'll just spit out what I had planned for the end of this video. So I did get Titanfall 2 for Christmas. I also got Skyrim Special Edition, so new BTID plays on Skyrim going to be happening very soon. We're going to get back into Fallout 4 BTID plays as well. We've also got Titanfall 2 campaign stream coming up, Titanfall 2 Christmas noob stream, that'll be tomorrow or the next day. I was going to stream that tonight, but I don't think I have enough time, so Titanfall 2 stream very soon. Lots of Titanfall 2 content, lots of Call of Duty content. I've got some Christmas noob helpful guides and stuff like that, so if you're interested in any of that at all, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.